a lot of voices out there, but yours is different. I like it. Come on.
We are two dope girls, and we do it for the color girls who thought of suicide when the rainbow wasn't enough.
You
Yeah,
know what? I
yeah,
wasn't even ready for that. I
yeah,
wasn't. You hit me real deep.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's what we feel like. We doing it for the color girls, who they've been trying all their lives, and they can't never quite get to that rainbow.
Right. But that's where I was going with like that was a real deep book and like I wasn't expecting us to go there tonight.
Because we're not. That was a lie.
Now I feel like, ooh,
No, you can't be your real self.
let me take
No.
my plane higher.
No, no, don't worry. We can hop right off the curb. It's quite all right. I have no problem with that at all. I mean, well, we can start with some positivity. One thing I will say, this is about myself. Just give me 1 minute. So today, as I'm walking my dog, I've recently moved. To everyone out there in the world, I recently moved, and I realized the kind of neighborhood that I live in because and I was counting the signs. So I want to say of all the signs I saw, about 90% of the signs for mayor are for Embry, and I had a few Nick Mosby's and one Sheila Dixon. And I was like,
Ooh.
this is so indicative of where I live. And it's interesting because all of the Embry's are in one part of the neighborhood, and then it's like a couple of Nick Mosby's, and then we get a Sheila Dixon. I was like, oh, this is just, I mean, I couldn't,
Um,
it's just so poetic. It's just really,
well, I
it's
was
real
gonna say
poetic.
educate me because I done moved out the hood.
Yes, oh
So
God, I
who is
forgot.
Embry?
Embry
I know the
is
other two, but I don't know.
And I'm when okay, Robert Embry is the president of the Able Foundation.
Oh, you've
His
already said
daughter.
everything
Okay, his daughter is running
I
for
can be
mayor.
done now. Hmm.
Yes.
I
And
got
I
it.
had someone say that they were upset she was running for mayor because she was going to split the white vote.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. 'Cause that's the issue.
yeah.
Got it.
So that just lets you know who Embry
Right.
probably is.
Correct.
Okay, so I just wanted to
Mhm.
let you know that it's like, God, I could write a book. This is just so poetic, but
And I keep telling you to do
you do, because it's just, I'm
so.
looking through it and I'm just like, oh, this is so indicative of where I live. And that's just it for that. Did you happen to see Underground? It came on last Wednesday.
Okay, I did not see it yet.
Okay.
However, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I did read a synopsis of it, so I feel prepared to talk about it.
Well, I'm not even going to, I'm going to let you see it first. I would really love if you could see it. And if it is online, if ever you like sleeping in and want to watch something, you can go right
Yeah.
to their website and watch the episode online. I thought it was just fucking amazing. I thought that it started off with a Kanye song, and then we saw, like, I mean, and they did not shy away from the brutality, because sometimes you see slave stuff and it's be like, oh, we just out here loving life, picking this cotton, and it's not that bad. And white people, they're not that bad. No, they go all the way there. They go all the way there with this one. And I
Yeah.
was here for all of it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So it comes on again tonight.
Okay. I need to step my cookies up. I will say I have heard from not only you but others that it is everything. It is giving us all kind of real time, slave time realness in a
Yeah.
positive way.
Yeah.
And yeah, and as a former student of African studies,
Yeah.
I appreciate when we gives the real, and especially right now in the kind of climate we live in. I don't really think we have time to be sugarcoating and shying away from like what really happened because it needs
Oh,
to be reminded to people that you have somebody who's talking about bringing some of that back
right.
now.
Right. Which is why I was like, and evidently, Underground on WGN is like the number one most watched series for all. Like they just made history on WGN.
Yes, come
Um,
through
yes, I was
WGN.
like, okay, because
Preach out.
I watch, because I flip to it every now and again, because they'll have like old shows on there, and I like old shows, but they starting to get like new content. They have a couple of other shows that look real, you know. But this one right here, I'm like, okay, so anyway, I'm excited about that. So I
That's
hope
exciting.
everyone's watching.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about Amber Rose next? Because that's really the
Whew,
main
go
person that
ahead.
I had a
Go on
lot to say
into
about.
it. I'm gonna
So
let you start.
I don't
Mm.
even have the quote. I should have. Let me see if I can hurry up and Google a quote. Let me talk while I Google the quote. So Amber Rose is on some. Amber Rose clearly she's about the slut walk. She's about owning her sexuality and her feminism and all of that. And before I even say any of this, I go back and forth with Amber Rose. I'm not gonna lie, but cause she gets on my nerves sometimes. Just cause she just is everywhere all the time, and I'm just tired of seeing her. She's like she never takes a break. But overall, in general, I think I appreciate some of the things that Amber Rose says. She's made me think about. I appreciate some of the things that she says. I'm just gonna leave it right there. She hasn't really made me think that much, but I do I do appreciate I appreciate what she gives sometimes. Like, cause when she's right, when Amber Rose is on it and she's right, she's really right. Like, she's just really right. Well, she's in an interview, and again, she's back to talking about Kim Kardashian, which I don't know why she's caping so hard for Kim, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, she's in this interview and she's talking, and she says, makes some valid points, and then she goes on to say she don't understand like why her and Kim get all this backlash, but Beyonce doesn't get the backlash, and is it because Beyonce has a talent, and just because they are former sex workers, and it's not fair because she on the stage twerking and little leotards and all of that.
I
So
don't. The only way I know how to answer that is yes. That everything you're saying is a correct statement. And as I was reading the statement, I was like, listen to yourself, Kimberly. I mean,
right,
Amber. Just sit down and listen to what you're saying because yes, yes, you've answered your own question. It is a difference, and not well. So we'll go into the second part, but the first part is Beyonce. Whether you like her or not, because I know a lot of people don't, like Beyonce, or whatever. She works very hard. She has a
she
actual talent, a
does.
skill, a discernible skill that only a
Yes,
few people in the world have been able to do and monetize for good or bad, because there's some bad things to it too. We've talked
right,
about that in
right.
terms of the politics that go along with Beyonce. So, in no way are we giving her a pass, but in no way am I putting her on the same level as somebody who got famous because you busted open for Ray J. Like let's not go there.
Right.
And I'm not even. And the thing is, has she just really the thing that bothers me the most out of this, and I don't normally go back and forth with Amber. Normally I ride for her real hard, and she's been disappointing me
A lot
very much
lately.
so
Me
these
too.
past few weeks, and
Me too.
I kind of want to put her on the like. I put it like this, Amber. Right now, you're on my mediocre list. Like
Right.
that means you're making your way to the permanent list, and you need to stop while you're ahead. So you can
Really?
kind of get off of my medium list, but you cannot get off my permanent list.
No.
You know how that
Oh,
goes.
that I do.
Oh, mm-mm. So, anyways, I say all this to say there was just no need to bring that up. If you wanted to have a conversation with people about how you think it's wrong about the treatment that you received, then you say you talk about you. I
Right.
hate when people use other people to get their point across about something that's being done to them. So yeah, you're making this point. You didn't even need to bring Beyonce into it in any
Nope.
kind of way like that, and you still, to me, could have made a very valid point. And I later on, I'm gonna go into you caping for the Kardashians real hard, but I don't even have the energy for that tonight. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh God, North's family. Oh, I'm still
Right.
training myself to not speak of their names. So so later on, one day when I have more energy, I'm gonna read you about that because you gonna learn about this fake friend stuff. You too grown for this. You too grown
Too
to be going so
grown.
hard for another woman who could care less about you because she ain't mentioned your
She ain't
name
said your
since that
name
picture.
at all.
She didn't even like that comment that she made. Chloe came in and liked it. Do you think that other one came in and liked it? And you can't tell me she didn't see it. You can't tell me now one of her handlers was like, "Oh, Amber Rose put up a post about you." Oh, really?
Right. Move and on to the next thing. But before we even do that, I want to just take it a step back because Amber Rose, you was quick to call out Beyonce's name, but in fact, what you're calling out Beyonce's name for is actually a lie because Beyonce does get a lot of
Hello.
backlash for the way she is on stage. And then also, let's take it back another step. Beyonce dresses like that on stage. in costume as a performer. She's not walking down the street taking her daughter to daycare in a leotard. She's not just busting it wide open in the aisle with the cucumbers. Like, it's a totally different thing. And Beyonce gets a lot of backlash. Like, all you hear from people, and I'm talking about people that's fans of hers. It's like she came back all sexual with this Beyonce CD. I don't know what this is about, and she got her butt out. Have you? I mean, has she not seen any of those criticisms?
I don't know where she's been living. I guess she hasn't. I definitely have seen everything that you're talking about and more. So no, Beyonce is not treated as some patron saint
She's not.
of whoredom. I
She's
guess
not. She's
she's
absolutely
very
not.
much
She gets it
loved.
just like you two.
There you go. Exactly. So again, very moot point, Amber. And also, I just need you to quit speaking on stuff. At this point, girl, like I appreciate your slut shaming movement. I really do. But like now you're moving into like one of those weird not feminazi territories where like everybody's slut shaming everything. And it's like,
It's
no, that's
not.
not
That's
what
the
we're
thing.
doing.
It's like, I mean, it's really not. Everything isn't. We have to get we just have to get real clear about what some things mean. And Amber Rose, this is the thing. It's not really slut shaming if the only time we see you is with your butt cheeks hanging out. I mean, that's a lot of the times we see you, that's how you look. And I'm not calling you a slut. I'm just saying that's all you do. That's not all you do. That's all we see. So
Right. Like that's
that's
like
what you're
literally,
known for. That's
yeah.
how you got to this
Yes.
platform. And I get it that you're embracing it, but the thing is, when you choose to do certain things, you know what's going to happen. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying perhaps if you want different results, you should try to do things differently. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm just saying, don't compare yourself to no multi-award winning,
Right. That
platinum
too.
selling, Grammy Award winning singer who has been literally doing this since she was like 12. So like
Yeah.
again, you don't have to like Beyonce to anybody who's listening. However, you will not deny that girl's work ethic. You will not deny that
No.
she has worked very hard to get to where she's gotten to.
And
And
she
there
did it
is a
on her
difference,
own.
and she did it on her own.
She
And
didn't
there
sleep with
is
nobody to get on. She was
whoop,
popping when she got with her man. She was popping
whoop.
more than her man. She made
She
her
was.
man
That was
pop.
part of their issue.
So,
Yeah, they actually broke up over that. So, anyways, that was my whole thing. Was just like, are you trying to equate Beyonce to like busting it on Ray J? Because that's
right,
not the.
like
Mm,
it would be, I don't know, that I felt a way about that just on a lot of levels. One, because you were wrong. The person you called
right.
out, she does get it. And two, it's like, why did you call out a black woman? Like,
Right.
because to me,
Yup.
also, the dynamics between, and Amber Rose, I know that they say you're something else, but to me, you look white. I'm going to
Cake
call you white.
Meridian girl.
Right. So it's
Which is
just like you,
technically
of
like I
all the
guess.
people you could call out, I also thought I felt a way about her picking out a black woman to call out because I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't you call out like, because if you really wanted to make a real statement, the person to call out who's not getting any backlash, who can do whatever she wants, might be like Miley Cyrus, like
That's
she
who I
be
was
out
just
there. It
thinking.
might be like
Miley.
I don't know, one of these other white girls who be popping it real hard, like a Britney Spears maybe. You know what I mean? Like if you would have called out one of them, then I could see your argument. Like, okay, I get it, you're right, because they don't be giving them the backlash. But you called out a black woman, and the whole thing that goes with a black woman and her sexuality is so, it's just not even in the same circle, girl. So I need
Yeah.
her to get educated a
Also,
little
no offense,
more.
but well, maybe not you, Amber, but I know for a fact that North's mama is trying to get on Beyonce's Christmas card list,
Right.
and you have definitely just severed that relationship because if North mama don't want nothing else, she wants to be wanted.
Yes, she does,
So
with
I mean,
everything
we
in
could
her
definitely
body.
say Amber Rose is off of the short Christmas card list because I believe Beyonce has a long Christmas card list that comes from her people, and then she
Yeah.
probably has a short Christmas card list where she actually puts her signature on it.
Yes.
So you're definitely off the short list. You may still be in the running to get a form card with her stamped name on it. So one of
You getting the
her,
same card that all the Beyhive members that sign
yeah,
up on her website are
that's what you
getting.
get. That
Like,
you're on that list. Yeah, that's where you
like,
are. You're gonna
yes,
get the Beehive general member Christmas card list with a Love Beyonce stamp. That's what you're gonna get.
that's
You're
all you're
definitely
getting.
not gonna get on the short list and get a handwritten signature, and you're definitely not gonna be like one of the 5 people who probably actually get a note from her like, "Girl, you are somebody. Keep your head up, Beyonce." You're not getting
Right?
that.
No, you're not. And
You're
you're
off that
not.
list.
And listen, when I
Michelle
tell
Obama
you,
gets that, and
right,
Oprah.
you're
Them,
not
that's
getting
about
that.
it.
Like, listen, when I
You don't
tell
get that.
you, Beyonce is not at all thinking about you, and she's definitely not thinking about you, and she's not thinking about Kim either. And Kim wants nothing more on earth than to take a selfie with Beyonce and post that. Like, she wants to take a selfie of them somewhere and post it. Like,
Yeah. That's like her
this is what
life
she lives
goal.
for. Yeah, that's her life
Yeah.
goals. That's her
Agreed.
life goals. And I get
So
it. That's a pretty good life goals, but
yeah.
yeah, if
That's
Kim
why Beyonce
can't get in and
is
Kim is married to
pathetic.
her husband's supposed to be ex best friend or one of his good friends, you definitely not getting
Yeah,
in.
no.
Yeah, bitch.
Okay. Sorry you
You
got
just
your
fucked that
life like
up.
that.
Yep,
Yeah.
for no reason. For no
Oh
reason.
well. Really quick, this is totally side note, but since we're kind of talking about singers, shout out to It's Rocks for
Listen,
getting
yes.
on TV for Viacom's new fan. I guess it's like a fan promo, new
Yes.
commercial spots that they're running. And she got to spend some time with K Michelle and flew up to New York on Viacom's dime and was looking fabulous. And so
Yes.
I just, that's one of our favorite YouTubers.
Favorites. Favorite
So I
YouTubers. Did you
was
watch her
like,
story time?
I did. And I was sitting right there with her in the airport crying.
I was too.
So
I didn't listen. Her story, this story time has actually taken a place of Funky Dineva, which I was watching over. I've watched her story time like 3 times now because it's just for whatever reason it just fills me up. It's just like, yes, girl.
it is quite inspirational because Rox is not, well, to me, this is my opinion. Rox is not some 12-year-old, you know what I'm saying? She's not necessarily with the know or one of the hip kids or whatever. She's literally like a normal mother who keeps it together, looks fabulous, and
All
just
the time.
basically sits in her car and talks about stuff.
And says
And
all the
from
stuff we
that,
want to say about these
all
reality
the stuff you
shows.
want to say. And from that, she has been able to launch that into a platform. And I'm always here for when, like, people who, and I'm not saying Rox is not somebody who wasn't gonna win, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the people you wouldn't expect necessarily to be the ones that would be launched out to the forefront. And
She
she was
was.
selected,
Yep.
she was chosen, and I love that. So just real quick shout out to that because I just was like, yes, Rox, you got
Super
me
shout
interested
out
in
to
K
that.
Michelle
Yeah,
again.
me girl,
I was
listen,
listening only
because
for
I
you.
have written K Michelle off. She had
I
me
had
so hyped. I done pulled out K Michelle OCD and fitting to let's take a listen to her new one. Like, okay, you done changed
okay,
my
I
whole
didn't do
opinion
that.
about you done co-signed K Michelle. Now I'm back on it. Let me find out.
Yeah, okay, she didn't take me there with it, but I am looking forward to K Michelle being back on Love and Hip Hop. Like that's what she gave. That's what Rox did for me. Like I was like, oh, okay. And I may go back and watch like the last 2 episodes of her solo show. That's about all Rox did for me about it. But I'm at least gonna go do that.
Well, then you wasn't gonna do that before, so that's a
I
win.
was
That's
not. I
absolutely a
was
win.
not. And
That
I
is
was gonna fast forward through all her segments on Love and Hip Hop. So see, now I'm gonna watch them.
you did that,
Yay,
Rox. Viacom, that was a good move. Good move.
Rox.
Good move.
Okay, speaking of singers who probably should shut it down, Ciara got engaged.
Woo! That is going to be probably publicized on ABC. They're going to shut
Mm,
everything down and put this wedding on ABC. And I
mm,
just, I think
mm.
they're very cute together. I hope that it's real. I hope that they stay together for a really, really long time. And I'm happy that Sierra's happy. I'm happy. It's like, to me, Russell is the guy. Like, it's like I see a lot of myself in Sierra. I get it. It's like you be trying with these little, cause you like a little hardcore in your man. So you give him a try, and it just never works out. So then she went all the way to the opposite end of the spectrum and got the corniest guy she could find. But you know what? He really appreciates her and he's loving her right. And I hear that. Ciara, you are
Not
gonna be
only
a
loving
model
her,
for, yeah, and her
but
baby.
loving her baby.
And
There
her
you
baby.
go.
Yep. She's
Mm.
gonna be a model for a lot of girls out here who is dealing with these fuck boys and who really thought this was the best that they could get. And they gonna look at this. Ciara's changing lives, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so actually, that's what I wanted to talk about on top of that. So not only did they get engaged and co-sign to you on everything about the corniness factor, because I don't dislike Sierra and Russell, but I also just like don't care. And so
Yeah,
when I
I
see their
don't
pictures come
either.
across my Instagram every other week, I just kind of be like, so
Right, I don't
anyhow,
care either.
but
And I
I
and I low key don't believe it, but that's another story.
well,
But
that's a whole nother, yeah. We'll go there later. But two of the movements or things that I've seen coming out of it is one, there's apparently now this whole um nice guy movement that is now talking about don't wife women like Sierra because when men are nice to them when they're younger, they don't want them because they want the futures, right? They want the fuck boys, they want the dudes that has got a little hard in them or whatever. And then when those dudes do them wrong, they go back and look for somebody like Russell Wilson. I've literally seen this on Instagram. Like I've
whoa,
seen, yeah, oh, I think I did not get to mention this to you before we got on today. But
whoa.
yes, I've been seeing this. And so it's like this whole nice guy movement of like why you should shun women with babies or women who have gotten to an older place in life and now they decide they want a nice guy, and it's trying to encourage dudes to be like, don't be no sucker, don't take care of nobody and they
What?
baby. Girl, yes, like Demetria even had to write on the root. That's where I saw it was on the root.
Woo!
Demetria had to write a response to some of these fools. Like, that's not how that works. Like,
No,
this
that
is not uh, a all or nothing situation. And who are you to think that you're better than someone because they might have lived their lives in a different way? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if somebody does have a baby, and even if somebody was sleeping with somebody else or spent like their whole 20s sleeping with the thug next door, if she decides she want to be with a nice guy tomorrow, what business of that is yours?
what?
And who has entitled you to believe that you're some good catch? And that's what kills me about these so-called I'm a nice guy men. You're not
Oof,
that nice
you're
if you
not.
need to point out to everybody
How
that you're
nice you
so
are.
good.
Yep.
Boom. Because that right there lets me know that I've never heard a really nice person that has had to be like, oh, I'm actually a good catch or I'm actually a nice person or whatever. You have this entitlement culture that really honestly makes men think because I have a little bit going for myself. I have a job. I have
Mm-hmm.
maybe a degree. I have a car, and
That's
I
ex-
don't
I
have
was
a jail
just about to
record.
say that.
Then
Yep.
I am some magic catch, and all y'all need to be busting it open for me until I figure out what I want. Because I'm gonna mess with hoes until I decide to get me a woman, and then when I get a woman, I'm still gonna mess with the hoes, and and I'm
All
entitled
of
to that
that.
because I'm not a jailbird man. And it's just kind of like that's not how that works. And you really need to
Oh.
get over yourself. So if there are some nice guys listening, if you don't like women like Sierra, if you don't like single mothers, if you don't like women who busted it open in their 20s or whatever, you're welcome to not like that. You are welcome to your dumbass opinion.
Yep.
Everybody is welcome to opinions. They're like assholes. We all got one.
Mm-hmm.
However, no one cares. Get over yourself. That means you just need to decide not to date those kind of women and move on
And
and date
move
whoever you
on.
think is worthy of yourself. But you don't need to go on no public tirade about why other men shouldn't be dating women like this. Like, that's not that serious. It's really not. Because if that was the case, I could run down a whole list of things that's wrong with all of y'all and why women shouldn't be dating you. But you don't see me going
Listen.
around starting hashtags about how y'all asses is trifling.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you what that comes from. That's because they fell in love with a. I'm gonna tell you what happened. They fell in love with a black China. No shade, black China, but they fell in love with a black China. They ran him for everything, got everything that she needed, and they was in love. And black China turned around and was like, "Actually, you're not what I want." And black China ended up with a future. That's what that's all about. You still in your feelings about the black China that you used to love. I know this for a fact. And it's so crazy because I'm thinking of someone who I was dating a couple of weeks ago, and it was the exact same thing. Oh, I'm a good guy. I'm this, and I deserve. And really, the only thing he had to say for himself, because he had a good job and he owned a house and he had a car. And so these things made him better than other people. And so because he was what he thought was a good catch, he could just, be real selective. But the thing is, you're little and you're skinny and you're not even that attractive. So
I'm
it's
not talking to you
like,
no more.
right. So I'm just trying, so all of that you got going on for you, I would think that, no, you have some shortcomings as well. So I need you to
Well,
calm
and the
down with
other
that.
thing that I have to mention to these kind of people are, okay, great, you have a house, you have a job, and you have a car. So do I.
Yeah.
So do millions of other Americans.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
what
the
you
thing. You
do.
just did. You want a cookie for some shit you're supposed to do. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're grown. You're supposed to be having your own space and having a car and having a job. That's what life is. You're grown.
Right.
Yeah, but you want a cookie for that and want to be treated special for that. I cannot believe that's popped off
Oh, yes.
now.
So that's one of the things that popped out from Ciara and Russell. The other thing that popped out from Ciara and Russell is the Holy Rollers are now on this crusade to let all the women know, well, if you close your vajayjay, you're gonna get married. Look at Ciara. Look at Ciara.
Look
So
at
I just
Megan
want to
Good.
take this time to put out this real quick PSA, ladies,
Ugh.
that withholding or not withholding your cookies is not a guarantee for marriage in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Nope.
So whether you decide to go to the top of the pole and then come down on a split on somebody on the first date, or whether you just I've I've actually seen that. So shout out to what is that in DC? What is that one? You know what it's not motions. What's it
The
called in
club
Stadium? Shout out to
stadium.
Stadium in DC. Yes. So whether you decide to bust it like that, or whether you decide to keep yourself to yourself like Sierra, that is well within you and that person who you're
Yep.
dating, right?
Yep.
And that is for you two to decide. But not one thing is gonna make you marriage potential over another. There are plenty of people who busted open the first night who got married. There are
Yep.
plenty of people who waited who got married. There's people all in between. So you have to choose what is right for you and your relationship. Don't be modeling no Sierra and Russell Wilson, thinking, oh well, girl, if I just close down shop, then the next man is gonna wife me. That's not how that works.
No,
So I
that's
wish
not
I
how
would
that
stop
works.
seeing these memes go across my phone about Sierra kept it closed and got a man in a year, and if you women would just sit down, girl, no,
And
just bye.
that shit irritates me because it's the same issue around Aisha Curry and it's the same issue around
Yes.
Megan Good. People who have, and it's almost like I don't really want to, I can't really say so much for Sierra. What am I trying to say? I don't know if Sierra, Megan, and Aisha are doing this on purpose or if people are taking them as an example and like holding this virginal thing up, to high esteem. But whatever is going on is so fucking annoying. And I think the reason is
Mhm.
it's very annoying to me because for you, Megan, you, Sierra, and you, Aisha, it's nobody's fucking business what you're doing in your bedroom. It's
Boom.
nobody's business. Why do I know that you're not having sex? Like, why did you make that a thing? And Megan Good too. Well, she's about to have a book out, so I get why she made that a thing. She's trying to be Steve Harvey. But and Aisha Curry too. It's just like, why are y'all? Why do I know this? That's not my business. If you two have made a decision between yourselves that you're not gonna have sex, cool. I don't need to know that. And so I think just by the fact of you sharing that information, it's almost like you are pushing this agenda. Like women, we have to be held to these really stupid caveman like
Mhm.
standards that men aren't held to. We're all humans. We all have the same sexual needs as men. Just like we can
Yep.
hold out, they can hold out. Just like we have
Yep.
needs, they have needs. Like it's the same fucking thing. So I don't
Yep.
understand why it's okay for a man to be doing whatever he want to do, but as a woman, I got to be virginal, sitting at home and chilling. Like,
And so, since you said that, I'm going to wrap up this part of the segment by telling everybody go look up the hashtag I can be both. It was started by a black woman a few weeks back to speak directly to that. And basically, it is encouraging women to post a picture of themselves doing something that fits societal standards, and also posting a picture of themselves doing things that they enjoy that could be sexual in nature or whatever, just
Mm-hmm.
to explain I can be both. I can go to work and be like, I was looking through the hashtags, and one girl was like, I work at a call center during the daytime and that's what I do, and then at night I'm a dominatrix. And I was like, you go girl,
I love
you
it.
do your thing
Yes.
and you let people know, like, I can be both. You do not need to judge me based off of one or the other, because I'm a multifaceted human being, as you just said. I have needs and wants and desires just like the other half has, and I have the right, and I should have the right to be able to express that without being judged or having some sort of repercussions, whether they just be people commenting and talking about me, or whether it, assault or anything else that come from those things. So we as women have to start pushing this notion of like, you can't, and this includes you too, Amber Rose.
Yes.
We have to stop doing playing the game of one's better than the other. Well, Beyonce, well, me, well, this, well, that. We're all the same. We all can have different sides to us. And if you want to be an Aisha Curry, then go do you. If you want to be a Beyonce, go do you. If you want to be an Amber Rose, go do you. Now, what I will
Exactly.
say is, I am kind of tired of hearing everybody's business, and we probably could stand to just not be putting everything on Instagram every 10
Yeah.
seconds. But other than that, you should feel free to be you and do what you want to do. And you should not have to live in these boundaries of like, well, oh, I can only be who I am from 8 to 5, or I can only be who I
Right.
am at night when I'm busting it down at the stadium club. So
Right.
that
Right.
was all.
I
So
can only
anyways,
choose to be
hashtag I
one.
can be both.
I like that.
And
Hashtag I can
I'm
be
gonna
both.
go. Actually, I need to go on Amber's page and probably put it on there so she can see that her and Beyonce can be both. Boop.
Right. Right on
Beyonce
back to
can be a
that.
singer and she can twerk it on stage. She can
Right.
do both.
She can
Yeah,
do both and
she can
still
do
be a good
both.
mom and still
Boop.
be a good wife and
She'll
still
be a good
twerk on the
ambassador.
stage.
She'll
Right.
be. That's right. She can still go to President Obama's house and still talk to Sasha and Malia and Michelle, which you're
Right.
not gonna be on that Christmas list either.
No, you're definitely not. I
I'm
don't
I don't
I
know.
don't even know if they know you exist, like to be perfectly
No,
honest. Like we in the
no.
Instagram world know you exist, but when
Yeah.
you got big shit popping, I don't really know if you know who Amber Rose is. I don't know. Speaking of former strippers, Cardi B,
Woo!
Gangsta
Yes.
Bitch Volume 1
Mhm.
is cranking. I'm just going to say it gives me life on a regular basis. I have to skip the part where the man is beating a woman mercilessly because that's too much to take. But other than that little skit right there, the whole little EP is everything. Like Cardi
May I
B.
say, because you put me onto the CB, I call it CB. I want to say though, CB is giving me a little bit slick Nicki Minaj run for her money
That's
tea,
what my mom. I mean, that's what my sister said. She
and
was like, she's giving me Nicki Minaj like mixtape 102.
there
She
you
is.
go. So when I was listening, I was like, you know what? This her first run out, and this is the mixtape. Let her get on with some real people, get some real money behind her, and a real machine. I think Onika would have, especially since Onika is doing this lost in the world with her boyfriend thing. I don't know. I honestly don't know what she got going on right now. Because I'm sorry, I'm not
What
sitting with
she got
nobody
going
at
on
their
right
house
now
arrest.
is Little Kim 10 years ago. That's what the fuck she got going on right now.
She is
Like, I've been
literally sitting with this
saying
dude in
this. You've
Philly
been
at his
sitting
house.
in Philly with a nigga in his house. Like, I thought you had an AB show on ABC that was
Uh,
supposed to be going on. I haven't heard nothing about that. I thought you was, I mean, it was just all this. I mean, and maybe she's just taking a break. She did get off a tour. Maybe she's
yeah,
taking a break.
I
But I
guess.
just feel like it's so many cooler places to take a break than Philly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and you shouldn't have to be in Philly because one your other half can't travel outside of Philly. Like that's the issue to me. The issue is not that you don't want to go to Philly. If you wanted to choose on your own choosing to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take my break in Philly because this is where I like to be, then that's one thing. But having to be in Philly because someone can't leave the vicinity because they're on probation, girl, your life choices went wrong somewhere, and we really need to all sit down and have a discussion about it. But in the meanwhile, while you sitting around, Cardi B is making that money, and she's
Yes, she
making
is.
moves.
Yes, she is.
So I would not be surprised if she's not coming for your head in another year or two, and
I'm
that's just
telling you,
my
Cardi
prediction.
B, I agree because she's doing everything right. She already has a huge following.
Yep,
The kids love her. She's on a big
yep.
time TV show. I mean, this gangsta bitch, like, I cannot even front on it. Like, I listened to, I'm not even gonna lie, because I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a good chuckle out of this. This should be cute. I couldn't stop listening to it. I was like, oh. Then I had to stop because I was listening to it while I was cleaning up. I had to stop and do a hard twerk. Like, oh my God, this whole CD. Wait, Cardi B, I was not ready for this. Like, it is a good. That it's a good time. It's a
Oh, it
good
is.
time. I'm not saying
Yep.
like lyrically she's on Kendrick Lamar because she's not. She's a stripper
No.
hoe. She got a song there
Yeah,
called Lil Thot. And
she
she say,
does.
I'm a little thought. I be giving it
Yep.
right up. Like, that's just what it is.
Yep.
But I love that song, though. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just putting out that PSA for Onika. You better
mm,
go get yourself together, cause again, she got the right momentum behind her,
yeah, she
and again,
does.
she get the right kind of money and the right people, the right producers,
Yeah,
and
she
the right
does.
writers. So
Yeah,
she'll be
she
coming up
does.
on you. So,
And she got exotic on her side.
boop, boop, and you be trying, but she actually got it.
Yeah.
So,
So, like, she
honey,
is really, right? She really is exotic in real life. So, and you know how
um.
we love our exotic girls.
You know we do.
You know we
Well,
do.
just really quickly, I just wanted to announce because I just saw this today that that sneak CD that Kendrick Lamar dropped is number one on
Yes, it
Billboard Top
is.
100,
Yes,
and
it
I was
is.
like, this is exactly what we was talking about last week because I was telling Dope Girl that when Kendrick dropped this untitled, unnamed CD,
With
literally
none
it
of the
was.
songs are even named and unmastered. Yes.
Yeah, he said I ain't right and unmastered, like literally in their rawest forms, and he just pushed them all together. And they said some of them go back as far as 2014, so it's like not even stuff that didn't make his second CD, didn't even make his first CD. And so
Right.
this is literally like B sides all the way. It's 8 songs, so that's not even like a whole CD really at the end of the day, because most CDs have at least 12 songs or something. It's 8 small songs, like
They
two to three
are.
at most, and it still went to number one. He dropped it with no promo. It literally just came out like he did what Kanye was trying to do.
Yeah, he
And
did.
so I was
Yeah,
like,
he did.
boom. And I remember I told you last week, I was like, to me, there's only a few people who can drop stuff with no promo, no nothing, and still go to number one or still get the sales that they want. B,
Yep,
Drake.
Drake.
Rihanna can't do it, even though it was kind of messed up, but I think that was on purpose. I will give her that this time. And now Kendrick.
Now Kendrick.
But
Yeah.
you, Kanye, spent a whole week announcing your CD, then not announcing it, then you're supposed to drop it, and then you had to have a whole show. Then you didn't even do it that week, and then you did it with boo. Like
Yeah,
no.
you
So
did
anyways,
slip.
Kendrick cut right through the chase, did exactly what it is you was trying to do, still got the results that I
With
don't
shit
think
he
I got.
wasn't planning to even putting out. It was just shit that was just sitting around. And I guess I don't know how true this is, but they were saying LeBron James was listening to it and he was like, "Yo, you need to put this out." And he was like, "Okay, I guess," and then just had somebody put it together, and that's how it came about. Like,
I can believe that.
like
That's what the
he
same
had
one.
no intent. It's not, it's not like this was a gimmick. Like, all right, I'm gonna do this, get real big, wait till after this, and it literally was stuff that had made the chopping block. He was like, and somebody else heard it was like, oh, no, you need to put this out.
Well, I will say I like that song where he head is the answer,
Yes.
whatever song.
Yes, that's the
I
best
even
song on
and
the
I like it
CD.
to take
That's the
even
best
further. I
song.
like it when he's playing it on the guitar. Like that's my favorite version of it. Not even the studio version that he ended up doing and putting on there. I like to hear him just singing it on the guitar, like with everybody around. Like that's actually my favorite part of that CD. So he's definitely got that talent. And again, it's only so many people who can drop stuff like that and then just be like whatever. Because that's reminiscent of Drake being like, if you're reading this, it's
Yes,
already
it
too
is.
late. Like
Yes, it is. But that was like a real
so
CD. Like like Drake really produced that, like Kendrick didn't. So I'm going, and you know how much I love Drake. I goes up for Drake, but I'm going to have to give it to Kendrick on this one. Like Kendrick wins. He
Even
does, because I mean, he even, and I never go against the B, but
mm,
even hers, because hers came out, it was a whole CD and video, so it was a super big production.
you
Kendrick, he didn't even have a cover, it was just brown.
not
The untitled,
no
unmastered. He
title
didn't have,
nothing.
like, it literally was just like, here you go. And it's
Yeah.
number one on
Yep.
Billboard. And I
He
forgot
released
who
it
they
on
said he
all
beat.
platforms. Not no, oh, I'm special because it's only on Apple or it's only on
Mm-mm.
Tidal. It's only on. He said, "Here, all y'all can have it. I don't
Yep,
care.
here you
Here,
go. Do what you will. Do what you will. Do what you will.
literally,
Mm-hmm.
zero fucks given.
This
Still
is for
came
you.
out number one. Congratulations to him. Speaking of people who were number one, but
Oh, I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
y'all, my fave, Rob Fenty, also known as Rihanna, started her tour this week, and y'all know I have thoughts.
I knew you was going to talk about her. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, Rihanna.
So let me say this. This other dope girl is a Robin Fenty fan. This dope girl,
I love Robin Fenty.
not quite convinced. I like Robin Fenty's lifestyle. That I do like. I appreciate that she gets high all day and she lays around. She got her money. And Bitch Better Have My Money also went very hard in my playlist rotation. So I'm okay with that. But y'all not finna convince me this girl is an actual singer or
Oh,
dancer.
stop.
And when I saw the clips that I saw on Instagram going around the week, I just want to ask the Navy this. Like, y'all really are going to have to convince me this girl cannot sing or dance. Like, I have the raw footage. You can see it on
Yeah.
Instagram. It's literally people's phones recording her trying to dance and attempting to sing at the same time. And it's horrible. It's
It's bad. But you
horrible.
know what? You can't have. And you know what? To be perfectly honest, I think that's why people go up for Rihanna, because let's just Beyonce, I mean, she's given us perfection. Let's not act like she's not. You're beautiful, your body's gorgeous, you're singing, you're dancing, bitches. It's something that you can't do. And then you look at Rihanna and it's like, oh, she's beautiful, she's got a good body. That voice though. Those dance moves. So she almost feels a little more human to you. So you
Oh,
can't help but to she
yeah, what
reminds
is
you of
it?
yourself, just
Ooh,
not
girl,
all
because she sounds like
perfect.
I sound singing diamonds in the car.
Yeah, she
Like,
does.
she did. I literally watched the clip of her singing it, and it was hard. Like she was like, "Shine bright like a diamond." Ooh,
It's just like, girl, why don't you just sing to the track? But you can't sing to the track because that's what people say all the time about you. So you're trying to give them a live performance, but you have no vocals. And the
no.
thing is, Rihanna, I would go see Rihanna. Well, one, because I do love her, but two, just because I feel like it's going to be a good high time. I really do. I feel like, okay, let me smoke some weed. I don't smoke,
Yeah.
but I would do that to see Rihanna and then go and then just have a really good time. She's on stage, she's high, she's not moving, but it's still a good time because you're not feeling it, because I could tell you're not chiming in. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, I'm not convincing you.
I might go with you to get high. That would be like the highlight of my night because I'm not gonna
Damn.
pretend like this girl singing or dancing is gonna do any of that for me. I can't justify my money for that. I just no,
Damn.
like she will never get my dollar for a performance. I would have to see her for free. Or somebody would have to buy my ticket as a gift, and even then I'd be like, can I get a voucher from Ticketmaster? Put on another concert later on. Because I'm sorry for them clips I saw. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep this positive. Her clothing, her
Mhm.
outfit changes are
She looks
all very
beautiful.
cute.
She looks
I love
beautiful.
those tan thigh high
I
boots
do
and that
too. They
little
come
like
up
kind of
around the
diaper
waist.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cute. And then her little
Beautiful.
black cha cha outfit she wears. So her outfitting was gorgeous. That's where I'm gonna
Yes.
leave that at. See,
Yes.
that was positive. See how I left it at something
I
positive.
love how you brought that
Mm-hmm.
back around. It's like I want to fight you real, real hard, but I don't really have a leg to stand on. So that's why I'm real
No,
quiet because
no,
I want to
mm,
fight you against this, but everything you say is just it's too true,
mm,
and I have
it is.
nothing to say. So
But I love my Navy people, so y'all all right. I don't quite get it, but okay.
right.
So let's stop on a high note. Two divas, because I feel like we have made our way all the way through the spectrum of singers today. We talked about the Ciaras and the K Michelles. We've talked about the Beyoncés and the Rihannas. And now we're gonna get to a Miss Mariah Carey canon. I'm still calling her that.
Mrs. Cannon.
Some of you may or may not have heard, but Mariah Carey is getting a reality show. It's like a reality special, and it's gonna air on E, I believe. I think I saw
Okay.
where it was gonna come on E, and it's just gonna give you a behind the scenes glimpse of the diva in action as she works at her Las Vegas show. I'm sure
Okay.
them two babies, what she call them babies,
Them
the
babies.
babies,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I'm sure they'll make an appearance. Oh, you know what? I'm so shady. I was gonna call her babies King and Twirl. Cause I was thinking about King and them dogs.
Oh, damn, that was so funny. And I was
Ooh,
actually going
I'm
to
sorry,
co-sign that because I
Tiffany.
thought it was the same thing. She has
Ooh.
pretty little, she has
Morocco,
twins.
that's their name.
What is
Morocco,
it? Morocco. I don't
Moroccan.
even know their names. You better than me.
Think
I
it's
haven't
one.
listened to Mariah Carey since Honey. So I've been off her since Honey. So she haven't done nothing for me since Honey. I mean, I don't know. I don't. She's in the
And that was
periphery.
produced by one Stephen Jordan. Yes! Shout out to Stevie J. Back
Yes.
when you was for real high. Yes, honey was the shit. Anyhow, though, well, for those who are still interested, she is having this special. Now, I will say this: Mariah Carey does pique my interest from a nostalgia standpoint. I was a big fan of hers. I think I
Me
had
too.
all her CDs up until like I think I even had glitter, and that was
Oof.
bad.
Yeah.
I
You was a
I really
fan.
rode for Mariah until actually I did. I had all her CDs up until like E equals MC square,
And
and
you
that
know
was
what?
right after the
Wow. And that's the next one that I got after Honey. I think the next one I got was E equals MC squared.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and after that I kind of just didn't really she didn't really do it for me as much, and I just didn't buy her CDs. But I was a super huge fan of hers up until then, or yeah, I'm still a fan of hers, but you know what I'm saying. Like I was like really riding and buying her stuff, and now I just kind of be like, oh, Mariah Carey came out with a song. Well, anyways, long story short though, so I would watch from a nostalgia standpoint, and I think I've said to you before, to me, there are only really like five living divas still around, and that includes Patty, Aretha,
Mm-hmm.
Gladys, and Shaka, and Mariah. I
Okay.
would say Mariah is the last of a true diva. I like Beyonce, but Beyonce's not a diva.
No.
Beyonce's a good singer, and she's great as whatever, but she's not a diva. Like Mariah
No.
Carey literally demands that you can only shoot her from one side. Like those are things
Yes.
that make you great in my eyes when your sense of perception. Mariah Carey still thinks she's 20. Like she really
She
still
does.
thinks like y'all should be treating me like Mariah Carey in my height and my heyday, and I'm gonna act like that. And Mariah Carey shades still with the best of them because
She
she's still
does.
talking about how she know J Lo. It's 20 years later, and we all know who J Lo is. And about 2 weeks ago, TMZ stopped her because I don't know if some of y'all know J Lo is also out in Vegas doing a series of shows along with Mariah Carey. And so somebody at TMZ was like, "Well, have you seen J Lo's show or whatever? Or have you had a chance to see J Lo?" And Mariah's answer was, "I still don't know who that is." Which is a throwback to the early 2000s when somebody asked her who J Lo was, and in that old video, Mariah Carey goes, "I don't know who that is," and smiles at the camera. So I love Mariah for those reasons alone. That like she's 20, she still be trying to get in these too tight outfits. She's now about to marry a billionaire. They're getting
Yes,
married.
I'm
They
here for
set
that.
a date So I mean, she's still living the fantasy. Like for her,
She
it's
is.
like she will forever be Mariah Carey, and she's gonna be one of those 80-year-old women. If she's gonna be Aretha, she's gonna be Patty. She's gonna be 80 and just giving it to you like
Yep.
she's still 20, even though she's not. But she don't care what you
She don't
think
care.
because she.
She's the best thing around.
So I still love that. And really quick, as a side note, the BET honors, which honored Patti LaBelle, I didn't see all of it, but I saw Fantasia singing to Patti LaBelle and Tasia. I
Ooh.
know you can't read, but bitch, when I say you sang off, oh bitch, you sang it off. Like you sang. Like you
Ooh.
left it on the floor. Like Fantasia said, I'ma come out here real quick. You know how somebody can sing so good that they like really don't even need to be hyped up about it. Like
Yes.
she literally walked out, sang her song, like, I'ma go ahead and lay this out here for you real quick, bitch. And then she like literally just gave Patty a wink and a nod, and Patty winked back at her, and she walked off stage like, oh no, I know I just did that. Fantasia gave it, honey.
Yes.
Sang.
Fantasia. I have got. Now I'm gonna have to hit YouTube and see this. Yes,
You don't come
Fantasia.
over there. Fantasia had church. I forget what she sang. She sang. Oh, she obviously did the tribute to Patty because you know they
Mm-hmm.
have somebody sing to somebody. Because we remember the year that Trey Songz tried to sing to Prince and that
Mm.
didn't go over well. That Prince was looking at him like, what? Let me also say this is the second side note. But Patti LaBelle sang something at like either the BET Awards or the BET Honors, and y'all know she kick off her shoes. Prince caught one of her shoes, girl. He was excited. He was like, I don't even know what year that was. Probably was like 2006. Prince was like, but she kicked out that shoe, honey. Prince went running after it. He said, I will catch Patty's shoe today. Yes. I said, yes. Prince Rogers Nelson, you gotta go run after Patty's shoe, honey. And then he held it up. He said, yes, ma'am. Yes, God, honey. I found this shoe. I said, yes. So, anyways, my point is, they honor Patty at the BET honors, and she's my everything. You know, Patty's my fake grandma in my head because I love my
Yeah.
real grandma. And Patty is definitely on my, and this is before Patty Pies. Like, I wasn't just riding for her for Patty
No,
Pies. Like, I
hell no.
was riding for
Patty
her
is
from the
everything.
beginning. Patty is my everything. Her and Aretha, they shade each other a lot. I appreciate that. Because we need that. You know, we
We
still need
do.
the old head brides being like, oh, let me put you in your place real quick. So,
There's an episode
anyhow,
of Oprah. Did you see the episode of Oprah where they were talking and she was like, "Well, I'm something." Aretha was like, "Girl, you 50." She was like, "I
so
mean, well, I mean, yeah, I am, but I just ain't want to tell nobody." Aretha was like, "Girl, you
and then
50."
girl, she leaned over and tapped her like, girl, you know you 50.
I was like, Aretha, no.
Oh, and then I don't know if you seen where Aretha was getting like the Presidential Medal of Honor and Patty like try to put out her hand to her and Aretha keep walking or something and then later on Aretha was like, oh no, I wasn't trying to shade her. I really didn't see her. And I was like, bitch, you saw her. Like she was
Was
like
that the
literally
one when she
standing.
moved her fur around her arm? When she put her fur up, like she walked past her so smooth, and I look at her, I was like, "Oh,
I
Aretha and
was like,
Patty."
I hate
Whew.
y'all both so much. Okay, so to round out the divas, though, there are talks that they're going to make a Whitney Houston full featured movie. So not the Lifetime movie that we all
Okay,
remember from a few months ago.
right.
A real deal, full time, blown picture in your movie theaters. What are your thoughts on that, dope girl? Because I have thoughts, and they're
I don't really want to see that. Like, I don't. I'm okay with not having that. I think I think it's too much. I think it's too much and I think it's too soon. Like I think about what's love got to do with it. Which I think is an excellent movie. Well, first of all, it also is about domestic violence too, as much as it's about Tina Turner and what she was kind of dealing with. But I don't know, like, what is the other message besides Whitney that they would make this movie about, except for drug abuse? And I don't really want to see that. You know what I mean? I don't really want to see that, honestly.
yeah, I'm gonna take it a step further with you. I also don't want to see it, and not only do I not want to see it, I don't care.
That what's
I
going
know there are
on?
some
Damn.
ride or die Whitney people out there, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed me a Whitney Houston thoroughly. "I'm Your Baby Tonight" was a cute little
Yes,
ditty for me. Obviously, I love The Bodyguard like everyone else in
yes,
America.
absolutely.
I mean, she had hits, and I sing along to them.
I
If
do
Dance with
too. I
Somebody
love
come on
Whitney
in the
Houston.
car, I'd be
I
like,
love
yes,
Whitney.
I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, so I get it, but I don't. That don't necessarily mean I want to see um 2 hours of that on the screen. And I agree with you. The most salacious thing that they have to talk about would be the drugs and stuff. And I also would say with Bobby Christina, like having not passed too long ago, and
Yeah.
this family just really seems to have had bigger issues than just Whitney. And they're not telling the real story anyways. A lot of them try to put it on Bobby Brown when I think I told you I had read in the article, where people was like, oh, she was doing bumps of stuff before she met Bobby
Yeah, and she
because
was. Hmm.
they were giving it to her at the record label, because they said, I remember I read an article that said that when she was very shy, very very shy when she first started out, and did not like to sing in front of crowds, and so they would give her like little bumps of cocaine so she would feel relaxed and would be wanting and would sing. And this is
Hmm.
well before she met Bobby. This is like
Yeah,
1980s when her
when she was.
first self-titled
Hmm.
debut, Whitney Houston, came out.
Yep.
So this wasn't like no into the 90s when she was really at her height. This was, they've been coking her up for a while. So, and then she had all these yes men around her, including her mother. So everybody just kept feeding the habit instead of saying, maybe this is getting out of control. They just kept letting it go on and on and on and on and on. So anyway, so they're not gonna tell that story though. They're
No.
gonna tell that alternate version, or like she met Bobby Brown and all of a sudden went crazy and started coking up everywhere and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't want to hear that. So honestly, they let it go. Whoever you are at the movie studios, I know y'all looking for a quick buck, but
Ugh.
first of all, y'all could redo the Nina Simone story. You could
That's
do
what you
that.
could have done. You had an
Um,
opportunity to do a damn story.
hmm,
That would have been a good one to do
hmm.
the right
You could
way.
redo that the right way, so you can put your money towards that. And there are just other things, other black issues that I would want to listen to or hear about. I don't necessarily need to see a biography. I kind of get annoyed that they feel like the only time that black people can kind of be interested outside of slave stories is that when we're doing a biography. And don't get me wrong, like it's cute. Ray was a good time.
Ray was a great
um
time.
yeah,
But I
so
I
there.
get where you're going though, because
Yeah, like I
that's
don't need
it. That's all you
to.
do. Let's create
Yeah.
some new narratives. Like,
There you go. Like I don't
yeah.
need to see a Tyler Perry movie. I actually like the quality of. I don't care for Think Like a Man, but I like that quality of movie in terms of the cinematography. I like to see my videos crisp and clear and not off of Tyler Perry's VHS. So if y'all could take some good stories and apply that kind of cinematography to it, I would go see those things. So you don't have to make a biography movie about Aaliyah. She's another one they keep throwing around. I don't want to see shit about her, to be quite honest. I just
Bullshit.
really don't. Like, I don't need to hear that. I don't need to see that. I don't care. So, I guess
Yeah.
the dope girls are giving a thumbs down to the Whitney
Yeah.
Houston. So
I'm
just
not
cut
for
it.
it. I just, yeah, it's too much too soon, and I don't really think it's enough. Just let her lay rest in peace. Just
Pretty much.
if you want to write a story about somebody, you can make up a story. It doesn't have to be Whitney Houston. The only reason
Hello.
you attaching her name to it is because you're trying to make money from it. But you can
Yep.
write a story about a black woman who rises to fame, and whatever story you want to make, you can make that story. What the? I mean,
Sparkle.
that's what entertainment
Hello.
is. Make it
Hello.
up. That's what entertainment is. Shit,
Lady
son.
Sings the Blues, Sparkle, like
Yeah, there you
Three
go.
Girls, like these things have been
It's been
done.
done, and it's been the five heartbeats. Okay, not the Temptation.
Ugh.
The five heartbeats. I mean, it has been
Oh,
done. It has.
Leon, yes, Leon gave it to us in both of those movies. Shout out to Leon. Shout out to Real Housewives. Shout out to Cynthia for being your baby mama, but still
Yeah.
sticking it out with Uncle Ben. Because I would have tried to make it work with Leon by now, to be quite honest.
I agree with you too.
But shout out to Otis. Shout out to Leon for forever immortalizing you. I don't even know if you really said that line, Otis. about ain't nobody come. I mean,
He was David Ruffin.
you,
I don't know
yeah,
if David
you
Ruffin.
know
I
what
would
I'm
like to see a David Ruffin story, and I would like Leon to play it because that
saying?
scene right
I
there,
think
ain't
it's
nobody come to
David
see you,
Ruffin
Otis. That is
story, girl.
just.
And he just show up to the one performance. They all be looking like, oh, it's five of us now, yeah, or six. It was six because they had replaced him, and he showed me like, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm ready to sing, and
And
they were
I'm
trying
just
to be
they
like, oh,
just snatched
oh,
the mic.
and they was like, oh, boy here, and he was like, yeah. Anyways,
I am
and I
David
was like,
Ruffin, and these are the Temptations.
ah,
Yes, he did.
yes. You know what? Put that on y'all's agenda. Make a David Ruffin
Look at
movie.
David Ruffin.
That's
That's
me
who
and
I
you,
want to see because
David
he is
Ruffin.
entertainment. I want to see all of that from the rooter to the tutor. I want to see because he now that's a story. The Temptations and he had a brother too that was coming up and they both was on drugs and I think they had a hard life and oh yeah, that's a story right there. David Ruffin, that's who they need to make a story of, and you won't get all the old people out to see that because you know they will.
Oh, I'm going. My mama going. I'm taking everybody I can with me because
Yeah,
we need to see that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So
Get
I
them
think
now. But
this does this conclude our show, Two Dope Girls?
yes, we're
We are done.
done.
Yeah. So
Nothing
thank
what
you for listening. Follow us on Twitter. We the number two Dope Girls. We're on YouTube. We are where else? We're on Tumblr and we're on SoundCloud. We the number two Dope Girls. So thank you, Dope Girl. I love doing this with you. I laugh
you
so
too.
hard all the time, every week.
All right, we'll see y'all next. Well,
Yep.
we'll hear from y'all this week.
Yes, absolutely. Have a good night.